Oh, what a beautiful sunflower. Hello and good morning. I'm here just to document today's daily metamorphosis. As usual, we, yes, we children, wake up early, sunny day, went outside, and then I got an idea that hey, why don't I go back to the forest where 3 days ago I found some mushrooms. And of course, I ate them all and gave to some friends. But I was like, it's a beautiful Monday morning, why not start early, go there at 8 o'clock. And it was a nice trip, really beautiful, going through the planetarium and through the nature path. It's really close from here. But anyway, I came to the usual place where the last time I found the mushrooms like this, and they were not there. There was not even a trace, not even those that I pick up, like the roots. Nothing was there. It was like clean. Somebody cleaned the whole park. But there were some footprints. But there was 2 locations that I found the mushrooms last time. I went to the other one. I went a little bit around. I inspected the nature. I took some photos. It's really beautiful there. And when the sun comes, it's a little bit like a mountain, but there's a little bit shadow and a little bit sun coming through the nature. So beautiful. And birds. But again, nothing there. Like nothing. Not even the plants, the big leaves that I used for packing the mushrooms, because I didn't have any box. So I took these big leaves and put the mushrooms there and then put it in my pocket. So even none of these leaves were there. But then again, beautiful nature. Footsteps, somebody was there. I continued, I go around the whole forest, but actually most of the part of the forest is quite dry because the sun somehow hits there at some point of the day. The mushrooms don't grow in this area where sunlight can hit the ground and the ground gets dry. And then I go all the way around the forest and I came back to the original point where I found the mushrooms. I looked there again, I was like, Then I got this idea, what if I was the hippie? What if I was the hippie who made the footsteps and who collected all the mushrooms, which is true. And I kind of, discovered some other time. And then I started to realize that, okay, if I was the hippie that I was chasing, who stole the mushrooms, that I thought that was there, but I was the hippie who stole the mushrooms and already ate the mushrooms. But who made the signs in the sky, as we have in the photos? We have clear sign like go this direction, and X marks the spot, like you can clearly see, like it's there, like 2 kilometers, 1.8 in, the place. You pretty much can imagine which street corner or which park it is. So who sent all of this information for us? So there has to be a third person. So there is me, there's the hippie, and then there's the future. Over here, because we cannot see it. And then I started to make sense out of this, like, of course, yes, this is how it is. Like, most of the time, unfortunately, we live in the past. We are not even now. We live in the past because we remember nice things from the past. We remember nice people from the past or bad people from the past. And all of this music and movies, all of these things, they just take us constantly to the past. So literally the most of the day we are in the past. We are not really in the now. We are definitely not in the future. So this is kind of like has to change, because of course we are in the future, we are in the now, but we are pushed all the time to the past. And I give you an example, like if you go to a market, you see there a very, very professional Charlie Chaplin impersonator, or somebody with the Roman Empire costume. It's really convincing. Or somebody singing opera, which was invented like 1,000 years ago. Really convincingly, with the outfit, with the everything. And she lives in that world. But that is past. She took it into the future. Past into the now. So she learned from videos, from photographs, from music, from all this content from the past. She didn't live 1,000 years ago. No, she listened to this music, she listened to these things, she tried to learn with passion, and she delivered from 1,000 years ago a culture like opera singing. La 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 la. Because there's so much material that you can read, you can write, you can learn, you can go to school, and they teach you this. It's normal, like learning to play guitar, invented 2,000 years ago. Lute. There's many teachers, many schools, many books, many videos. You can learn all of this. This very easy to explain. Yes, you understand. And you can bring these things to the now. Only when you sing or play or perform, then you are in the now. When you stop that, then you start like, ooh, that summer of '69. Ooh, that Linda. Then you live in the past. But okay, let's talk more about this learning part. So, what if the same way that you can learn from textbooks, from videos, from teachers, from experiences, from performance, you can learn and practice and learn and practice, but from the future. So, you learn the same way, but there is text and documentation and videos and images and experiences that you can grab from the future. Perhaps it's from you, or perhaps from somebody else, but mostly through the imagination, because that doesn't exist yet. We are here in the now. We are listening to the past. We are here in the now. We are listening to the past. We are here, and this makes us crazy. So we have to look into the future, which is telling me now that my bathtub is actually getting ready, so I should probably either stop this video or go and stop the water. But anyway, so we can document the future because there's multiple futures. Past is just past, but future can be this. That's why we are so much afraid, because I don't know if I go here or here or here or here. Because all of these are possible, but we don't know what's going to happen. There's no documentation, there's no reference, there's no image, there's nothing. But there are these dreams and imagination that it could be something like this, like in science fiction movies. It could be something like this. Then 20 years later, people learn this and develop something that was visioned by science fiction people 50 years ago. Okay, so if we start to document, sorry, I stretched my back this morning, going out with children really fast. So, if we, no, I have to go and check the water. I'll be right back. So, what I was saying, if we, hopefully, you're the future, we dream there, we dream things that what could be nice, but also the thing is that we already are in the future. There is 3 versions of all of us. So there's the version that is now here talking. Then there's the one that is listening to the old crap and crying for the old things and being stuck in the old life. And then there's the future of us, which mostly lives in our dreams and our fantasies, our passion, but we are afraid to go there because it is transparent, it is invisible, and nobody else has seen it, nobody else believes you. If you say, I have a nice dream there, nobody will take it seriously, not even you will forget it. But if we start to document these things in the same way that we document history on a grand scale, we start to document this future in a grand scale. We start to detect patterns, interesting ideas, interesting realities. We start to learn from them, we start to experience them, we start to teach them. We do all of the same things from our future selves, but we now are doing with all of the past. So doesn't this change the picture quite much? Because again, there is 3 of you, one that is here talking now, one that is crying for the past, and one that is afraid of the future, one that is living in the future but you cannot see, one that is in the past but you cannot go there. That's why you are crying, because you cannot go there, you can only dream about it. Oh, that summer of 75. Well, let me tell you, you can go to the future very far away. I have no idea how far away. I have been there, but possibly 100 years, 500 years, 10,000 years, I don't know. An example, how could I learn how to control the clouds, even the thunder clouds? I can change the thunder clouds, automate them, and suddenly there's a beautiful sun all over the sky. I mean, I didn't invent it. I learned it by practicing, I learned it by learning, I learned it by training every day and believing it in the same way you would believe how to play guitar. The same way how to drive a car. You just learn from a material, you learn from a material, and you practice and you practice and you practice and you train and you believe, and if you have passion, you will achieve something. If you don't like it, you will quit. You go back to the past, you cry for a while, and then you find another future. Maybe the clouds, not so interesting. Maybe the flowers, maybe the bees, maybe the human, maybe the dogs, maybe the plants, maybe me. Who knows? But it will make you happy. I'll give you another example before I go to the bed. Today, on the way to the park with the mushrooms, there was a crow there, walking there, like, quack, 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 quack. And I was like, good morning, how are you? And he was watching me. They don't say you anything, they never say you anything, but they always nod when you talk to them. And this gives you the same euphoria that you can get from, I don't know, when a beautiful woman walks on the street and smiles to you are like, the whole day you feel nice, the next 50 meters you are like in heaven. And you can achieve this same by talking to a frog, to a crow, to a plant, to a cloud, to a dog, everything that is living. You cannot do it with the stone, not so far, I haven't. Maybe possible. I don't have the skill, so I don't say anything about that. But I would know a guy if you are interested in stones. But yeah, so these simple things like you walk on the park, you have a small conversation with a crow, And this interaction gives you so much, what was this? It was not gratitude, it was produced, but it's euphoria. Euphoria is in your body, like what you sometimes rarely get by taking drugs or drinking or going to a club or something. You have this little bit like euphoria, but you know that it's, you produce it by buying things, and or you go shopping, you get euphoria, but always you spend money. And this is the organic, natural euphoria. You learn to communicate with the universe, and suddenly when they like you, just like the money likes you, again, euphoria. That happens every time. That's the magic. This is the thing, that what is the problem, that why would you go to a forest 2 kilometers away if you don't know if there is a shop, or if the shop is open, or if there's anything? You have to take a risk in the life and go to the future. You don't know, but again, you experience things, you find new things on the way, you document things, you find animals, you communicate with them, you find euphoria, you become happy, and in 1 hour your life changes. And you have none of these history things there beeping there, like no, only beautiful future that is everything new, fresh experience. You can taste everything, and it's nice. And this is something that you can do anytime, every day, for free of charge. If you learn something, you can share it with others. Again, now we have the problem. If I tell you that, hey, I had a nice conversation with a crow this morning and it made me happy, it made me physically feel euphoria, I could feel it like here. And it even helped with my back, which I stretched this morning by going out with the dogs. So it fixed me. Same like the mushrooms healed my morning little bit anxiety. I don't feel that anymore since 3 days. Like I feel like total new. So you're gonna have a hard time telling to your friends that hey, I had this nice experience and I didn't use any money. I went to the nature. I saw this. I had a conversation. All of these things. Maybe you don't have to tell them. Maybe you have to find another way to motivate them or convince them or open their mind, because this is so different. This, when you get this picture that you are 3, all of this, what you are doing now, drop the pencil. All of this is usual. Writing to paper, things, reports, documents, all of this driving around, all of these factories, useless, pointless, totally. When we realize that we are in 3, all the calendars, clocks, everything, pointless. We all go back to the jungle and we look for the future, and by experiencing this euphoria, we save the planet. That's it. And I am going now for a bath in cold water, so see you soon. Bye.
Brady. Grady! Can you spell? Grady! Can you spell?